We are live.
All right, we'll call the meeting order. I think we'll skip the Pledge of Allegiance. That's pretty tough. We don't have a flag or anything at home here, so. How does that sound?
Wonderful. Okay with me.
All right. Item A, approve the consent agenda items. Item A, approve off-sale liquor and tobacco license for MOLO Twin Cities LLC, formerly Super America.
Motion. Second.
Wait a minute. Are we going through it all, Rick, first? Are we
What's that?
in the agenda? Or is this a night?
No, you don't need to approve it because it's a special meeting, so I set it up this way.
These are the only two things we can discuss.
Okay, then you have a motion in a second.
So it was Vic that made the motion, and who seconded?
Frank made the motion and Vic second.
Got it.
Further discussion? Sean, I need a roll call. I can do it. Go ahead, do a roll call.
Councilmember Schmidt,
Yes.
Councilmember Lindquist,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller,
Aye.
Councilmember Schultz.
Yes.
Motion.
Aye, that's approved.
Yep.
Regular agenda item, consider resolution for on-sale liquor license.
What we have before us, and I've got the agenda item up here, is a lot of cities, cities in general have 2 times of the year that liquor license get approved. Some cities, approval process is in June or July, and the other one is in January. We are one of those cities that our liquor license approved is renewed in January. Many of them that did that for July had made some concessions to the businesses that were impacted by COVID. As we know, that approximately those businesses had 3 months of being closed. And as a result, this is something that Mayor Miller brought to my attention, and working with Jesse Wheeler in our office. We are proposing to look at or have you guys consider just the on-sale liquor license for 2021 and essentially waiving 3 months of that licensing fee for 2021. The total impact that would have on the budget would be approximately $11,000. And the purpose of why we need to do that now is for us to begin the renewal process. Those things get sent out October 1st to all of those businesses. And in consideration and discussions with our city attorney, the council would have the ability to consider this via resolution because it's a one-time thing. It does not require us to amend the ordinance on the fee schedule. And so I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have, but the recommendation would be to approve the resolution. I'm happy to put the resolution up on the screen if you'd like to review it or answer any other questions that you might have.
I just have one real quick question would be, how about the other licenses for tobacco, massage, that were also impacted? Or does that fall under the CARES Act where they can recuperate that under that grant?
Well, they are, those businesses are certainly eligible, just like businesses that would have an on-sale liquor license to apply for CARES Act funds. But at this point, the one that we're considering today is really just the on-sale liquor license, because that renewal process starts in October. But yes, do those businesses have that? Yes, they have that ability to apply, and in fact, the county had some additional funds, and so the county increased our funds. They have up to $400,000 that will be spent on our businesses in Waite Park, and they will make them eligible for up to $15,000 for eligible expenses. And so John is going through all those applications right now, and I believe what it's going to allow us to do is to fully fund all of the businesses that have requested funding.
You know, give them the licensing for what, tobacco, massage, salons, it's not very high buck, I don't think.
My recommendation,
Some,
Mike, is that, this is the information that I have this evening, because this is the one that's the most pertinent. If you guys would like us to go back and look at the other ones, we certainly can do that. I don't have the information as far as when they are all needing to be renewed, and I don't believe all of those require state approval processes like the liquor one does, which is why we're considering this now. But if,
Yeah, and like Mike says, a lot of those licenses are only $100 or $200. We're not talking $2,800 like liquor licenses.
right,
Yes, and we know that these establishments were closed this period, so it's pretty easy to define as well.
correct.
And we're not waiving the off-sale liquor license, the off-sale, like West Side Liquor, Cashway Liquor, we're not waiving anything there. These are strictly on-sale liquor license. Or the grocery store liquor, the beer license, that is $100 only or whatever.
well, my concern was, these other places had to close too, as part of their licensing and lost those months, so that's something we can look at when they review or when they renew.
If that's an interest of the council to consider that, I don't know what those fees are, and I don't really have information prepared to discuss those tonight, but we can certainly bring that forward, and you guys can make a decision later if you'd like.
We can look at it. If they're $100 or $200, to be honest with you, I don't see waiving any of that, but I think 2,800 is quite a bit, so.
Me as well. I think for the amount of staff time that would gobble up to look at that, Mike, it doesn't justify the $10 or $20 or $30 we would refund them. If their fee was $100 and they were actually closed for 1 or 2 months. This is like our biggest ticketed, license.
Well, and I think Shauna said too, they can recuperate it under the CARES Act.
Yeah.
They can't for loss of revenue, but they do have the ability to do other expenses that they would have had.
What's your wish, council, on this one? This is all we can discuss, so.
I move to,
I'll make a motion that we approve, the resolution as written.
I'll second.
All right, further discussion. Shauna, roll call.
Councilmember Lindquist,
Yes,
Councilmember Schmidt,
Yes.
Councilmember Schultz,
Yes.
Councilmember Tyson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
All right.
Motion carries 5-0.
Carried. That's all we have. That's all we can discuss, so.
That is correct. Thank you. I appreciate your willingness to work with us on this.
we
Stay
are
well.
adjourned- We are adjourned at 4:38.
Stay well.
You too. Take care.
Yep.